This is how we do that.
This is how da do do.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It's Wednesday, August 3rd. I'm Ryan. He's the strangest thing. Matt Amberg.
They call me 12.
That's one more than 11.
That's right.
It was a great investment at the time, and I don't regret it now.
I'm glad. I would have been concerned if there was a little buyer's remorse there.
Nope. Not at all. I mean, to be honest, I think I'm still in the cooldown period, but...
Definitely be honest.
ZeroHitPoints.com. That's new tagline for the week, Inside Baseball. I bet you there are zero people. If you've noticed this, write in and tell us, because you can't prove it, we can't disprove it, but the tagline on the website now rotates to whatever weird thing we said at any time. I can't remember what it is right now.
I don't know. I've never known.
Let's look it up. Live. What could it be?
Well,
I've switched the tagline with Zero Hit Points own.
Let's find out if anybody knew.
Ah, that's right. It's from it's kind of your fault too. It's from the Monday video.
That was really good. That was a good one. Yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points.
Thank you.
What if there was a number of things, we're going a little bit early. When do we have to be done?
As soon as we can.
Live scheduling.
Yeah.
You didn't tune in for that. What do you tune in for?
Do you? I think maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're not doing enough live scheduling, and that's why people aren't tuning in.
Fair. All right. Stay tuned for the live scheduling segment at the beginning of every show. Not especially quick, but let's not dawdle is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would prefer not to,
No doodles, dawdling.
No diddling, no doodling, no dawdling, no dwaddling.
Whatever. Hey.
Hello.
In the spirit of that,
all right.
What might you have for us in the way of information pertaining to your life?
So I'm leaving early today because we're going to Red Rocks again, where I saw Flight of the Conchords. They are not playing again, but we were going to the same venue to see LCD Sound System. So
is that today? Okay, I remember.
That is today.
Yeah, okay. This is a big thing. This is a big
deal
band.
For me. Big deal for me. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So.
Did enlighten me, because I've been like, I want to say every single one of my friends is into them in a small or large way, and this is something of a reunion. Is that
so kind of? So they were a really short-lived band. I mean, it's kind of
really?
Like there is a band, but it's really kind of this one guy kind of is the main force behind it. Yeah, they were only around for, I don't know, like 7 years or so. I mean, they pulled a Beatles thing, basically, where it was, well, we did it, and then he got into being a musician like a little bit later on, so he's now in his mid-40s, I think.
80s.
Yeah,
right?
mid-80s. But he at the time, so they decided we're going to do this last big show, and they actually filmed it. It was on Netflix for the longest time. It's a documentary called Shut Up and Play the Hits. And it's an interspliced documentary of the final live show they did with random background stuff from behind the scenes of the show, backstage, and then an interview that he was also doing completely separately that just kind of pertains to the entirety of LCD Sound System as a band and him as a musician.
Do they talk to any of the other guys at all?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, but it's mostly, like I said, it's mostly this one dude.
Really?
It's just kind of him. Yeah, I mean, the band is there, but he is the driving force.
Are there core members? Like, will people know the guitarist's name?
Most
or
likely.
The drummer's name or something like, or is it just always rotating because he's the main?
No. It's a group, but it's it's
a system, if you will.
It is a little bit, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah, and so they had one song that kind of got popular on the radio called Daft Punk is Playing at My House. That was the only song. I mean, that's where I first heard them. And then yeah, they're just kind of they feel like an electronic rock band because that's kind of what they are.
This has to be in the 2000s, right?
Yeah,
somewhere around there. Yeah. I don't know. I was in. Okay, wait. Mid 2000s.
They were never a big band. Like they were
still,
not.
I was in college, so never a big band is like I should have heard about them at that point. Like that's all I was listening to.
Yeah, mid to late. Yeah, I think their
Weird.
final show was, I want to say it was 2011, and then there was a whole thing this past a couple 6-8 months ago. Well, more than that now. I guess not. Closer to 8 months ago.
Yeah, but time goes on. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Whatever. And he came out and said, "Hey, we decided we're going to do another show. We're going to do another tour, and we're going to do some more music. Hopefully, the people who
Oh, so they're doing a new album, even.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, okay. But this tour is not. This is not an album tour.
Not necessarily. No, this is more of a hey, we're still here, guys. And I don't know what they're playing on the tour. I haven't looked anything up. I wanted to go into this as raw as possible.
No, I'm with you. If this venue is as big as the one where I saw Flight of the Conchords, that means that they're big. Yes, okay.
It's going to be a dancey show. There's going to be a lot of dancing. So
okay, all right.
There's space. Yeah, but outside of that, I watched a ton of movies this week.
Yeah,
that's what I spent time on. So let's spend another hour on that.
Yeah, that was a long time.
I'm going to go pretty quick with these. I rewatched The Wedding Singer. I haven't seen it for a long time, and Daisy wanted to watch something.
Me neither. Had she seen it before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a really fun movie. I still really like that movie.
From what I remember. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Watched Saw 3D, which I had not seen.
Okay.
Not in 3D.
What's the point?
No, there is no point. It was all blurry, the entire thing. I didn't know why I was watching it. It was dumb. I don't even know why.
It was the 3D version, but you just didn't have the glasses. I
don't even know why Amazon has that on their streaming thing.
It's questionable. It's okay. So are you a Saw fan?
I'm kind of middle of the road with them.
There's like 9 of them now, right? Or something.
I think 7. I think 7 is coming out this October.
Really?
Yeah. Because this one we watched, I think, was the 6th one.
Are there only numbered sequels, or is there like a spin-off? 7 seems low to me, honestly. I thought there was.
No, I don't. It was Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think the last Saw
in a row.
Yeah, crazy. They didn't go 1, 6, 4, 3, 2, 5.
You never know what that franchise is gonna do.
And that's the jigsaw for you.
Put it together.
Yeah,
like a puzzle.
Oh.
I just got that. No.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. So
it was good.
Right.
It was fine. I don't know. There are a whole bunch of weird plot issues that are just like they're motivations.
Whoa. From what I know about a Saw movie,
I know. Shocker. There are just some weird character motivations though that like even in the dumbest horror movie, you're like, why? Like nobody. I don't care what the stress situation is. Nobody's doing that. You're an idiot. Come on.
And it's not in a good tension building way. It's not. It's you're not yelling at the damsel for tripping or going back into the house or something like that. Just.
Ish. It's not. But
done in a poor way then, or
some of it, yeah. Some of them you are just like. For me, I was mind boggled by it. Why would anybody in any situation do that?
Well, because that's a part of a horror movie. There are meant to be instances because then you yell at the screen
that's the problem.
But you're saying with this one,
you're wrong. There are so many horror movies that don't fall into those stupid tropes.
Oh yeah, no, sure, okay. So it's just maybe you're tired of the trope then. Not that it's done wrong, because there are horror movies where that's fine too.
It's just how it's done. If there is a logical step for the character to take because that character has been shown to be kind of an idiot or whatever, okay, but this is where you have characters that aren't built enough to whether they're idiots or not. You don't know, it's just, I don't know. There was some
establish the idiocy beforehand.
100%. It's
0HITPoints.com. There's the new one.
Basic storytelling. Establish idiocy.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
that should go on our shirt. There was some good gore.
I'm making the shirts right now.
Okay. You look like it. You look like you're screen printing.
I take it back. I'm finishing the designs for the shirts so we can send them off.
Finish it up. I'll wait.
Yeah. All right. Can I take a break?
Yeah, we should do a podcast then.
Okay.
There's some good gore shots to it.
If you want a shirt, just let us know. They're free.
Yeah, and keep talking. All right, so Saw, whatever. The other...
Talk about plot twists.
There was one cool thing in that movie, though. They bring back a character, and this series has done this like 3 or 4 times now, and I don't know how they continue to manage this, because it doesn't make a ton of sense. Where it's like,
I feel like that's part of the Saw series now, though. Like how stupid and retconning is the plot.
And here is the weird thing. Okay, so you had the first movie, and then the first movie led into the sequel where like you find out that the one girl who survived in the first movie, or maybe it's the third movie where you find out, but she becomes his apprentice and is also placing traps and doing the things that Jigsaw does. But she ends up getting killed. And then somebody else becomes the apprentice. And then this movie comes along, and the first person he killed or left to die or whatever was Carrie Elwes in the first movie.
Which I think is the only one I've seen.
And somehow now they've retconned it so that Jigsaw didn't actually leave him there to die. He pulls him out, helps him enough to see if he'll survive the removal of his own foot. He does. Jigsaw then is like, "You were my best pupil," which is like the same thing he said to Amanda in the second movie or third movie.
He just is without scruples, then, isn't he?
And that's what I don't understand. And it's funny because you make the joke, but for the entire purpose of that character, he does have morals and scruples. So this is all just a bunch of weird bull. It doesn't
very much follows a code of ethics.
It's. I mean, they're pseudo ethics, I guess.
Hey, nothing is sacred. Saw.
0 hit points. Yeah, so Saw, whatever. It's a Saw movie. I watched the movie.
Strangely enough, the name of the next Saw movie, actually.
Yeah.
Saw, whatever.
Saw movie.
We've lost count at this point, too.
Saw. And then
Saw. No, that's frightening.
That was actually kind of the first kill in the movie, is a Saw. It was kind of funny when they brought out the very first opening bit. This is how this movie starts off, and this is how you immediately know that every part of this movie is just going to go downhill. The opening sequence is crowded, like middle of like Times Square type thing. It's not Times Square, but it's like I think it's in Chicago. So it's like giant business park where there's lots of people walking around. There's like a fountain. There's just tons of people. And then Chris Angel or David whatever
Copperfield.
Not him. The guy who looks like his voice is putting his face to sleep. David Blaine.
Gotcha.
So they set up they'll set up things that are
right, yeah,
for their magic tricks.
For their magic.
So this is
pick a card.
A giant thing in the middle of this this pathway. There's buildings, there's business people, hundreds of people in this thing. Giant thing. 2 guys are tied to a saw that moves back and forth with a girl held up above. And the Jigsaw thing comes on, and it doesn't come on in just inside. Everything they're saying, it's all being projected out. And for the first minute of this visual, people are just like, "Oh, well, that's something." 2 minutes go on, they're like, "What's gonna happen?" 3 minutes then the thing goes off, and he's like, "If you don't kill one of yourselves, she has to die." Blah blah blah. And then it's like. Then they showed the people in the crowd, and they're like, "Oh man, this doesn't look like it's gonna be good, huh?"
I feel like there's got to be somebody in that crowd though who's like, all I needed was this excuse. Like it's a group of business people, even right? There's like 3 or 4 people in there that are just like would have done it that morning, but they didn't have the time.
But they didn't have the time, right? Yeah. And like it's just so illogical. They like it takes them forever to call the cops. You're in the middle of a downtown area in a giant area like that, and there are no cops right in the general vicinity. Calling BS on that for one. 2, like then they show like one woman who has a briefcase. And she is the only person that she hits the briefcase against the bulletproof glass or whatever it is, like twice. And she's like, "Welp."
She's not an executive. She's
she
hasn't climbed up the ladder.
She's clearly she doesn't have an executive briefcase that would break that. But then you like they keep showing these people and then the girl's getting closer and closer and the 2 guys are like, fine, we're just gonna let her die because it was a love triangle thing, and. Like, as the saw starts cutting the girl, like, it's a pretty, considering the rest of the movie, probably the weakest of all the gore effects, because it just looks bad, and maybe it was her selling it really poorly. Like, she's like, oh, no, I'm getting my, oh, man.
I'm gonna be late to work
This is the worst. I gotta go home and shower. Every now and again, it would cut to, like, a close-up of the saw, and then it would, like, then it would shoot to the ground and you'd see like a piece of intestine go wing to the ground. So stupid. Like,
okay, all right.
Yeah. So other thing I watched, I finally put on and watched 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah,
that was so good. That was
really
great.
Good, right?
Loved it. And the twist at the end, even though I knew it, I liked it. I liked where it went. I like how it turned into. We're gonna spoiler the aliens being the reason for the season.
Oh. Yeah, well, that was kind of...
They never... I mean, it wasn't explicitly known, and everybody thought it was monster-related and all that stuff. Whatever.
Well, I thought that was... Well, not even just that, but that movie very tentatively draws that line. Like, it could still be that he's just nuts and everything's fine outside.
Oh, yeah.
Like they don't explicitly give that away... Maybe until the very end, actually. So it still is very cool. Like, is she going to get out there? Everything's going to be fine. Was it just something? Like, you don't even know it's going to be supernatural. Like, they play that down a whole bunch, right?
Well, because what they say is, so the one time you kind of get a feeling that maybe he's not full of it is when somebody shows up to the bunker.
Right.
And she is clearly something happened, but he had continued saying that it was something in the air. It was something in the air. And... the woman outside never says what happened.
But even then, after that, you're like, well, that could have been this.
Right.
Like, they still play on that.
And and then and they show it in like multiple times where she looks outside and it looks totally fine.
Yeah. Really well done. Really cool.
I loved it. I thought Winstead was great. The other guy played Emmett was really good and good.
That's the dude from Newsroom.
Oh, okay.
He has a name.
I don't believe you. Well, Emmett in the movie. So
yeah,
and Goodman, of course, just freaking out of the park.
Real good.
Super strong. Yeah, that was. There's some weird bits to that movie, man. That was really well put together. That was. I liked it a lot.
Is John Goodman? Is that his real last name? It's a normal last name. But what if, like, when he was choosing stage names, he was just like, I'm gonna start acting tomorrow. My stage name's going to be Goodman because I'm going to be good, man. This is dumb. I'm deleting the whole thing. Hey, what else did you watch?
And then the last thing I watched, which I kind of pseudo-live tweeted, was The Phantom. Because Billy Zane, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, listen to your friend Billy Zane.
Yeah, I do. Every time he talks to me, I'm like, hey, Phantom, hook it up.
It's been...
1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah, thank you. It's been... There's no way to start that. Like, you want to start singing it every time you say it. Several years since I've only seen it once.
Oh, man.
And it was at least 10 years ago.
It's great. It was a superhero movie before superhero movies, Like, it rolls a... I was talking to a couple people about this, and I kind of roll this into kind of a triple feature for myself, because and actually even more so, I guess more of a quadruple feature-ish, because of the time period and the way it all builds out. Like, that movie, along with The Shadow and The Rocketeer, are tremendous. And I end up throwing the Mummy in there mostly because of the Phantom and how the Phantom and the Shadow both have a little bit of that supernatural aspect to them.
Sure.
But they're great. Like those, but the three movies in particular, The Shadow, The Phantom, and Rocketeer, are just... I just love those movies. I love the time period. I love that they were serials. I love that they were comics. They were things, and they like, there was a little bit of reverence there that maybe was more unnoticed because we weren't at a time culturally where comic books were as big of a deal as they are right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a whole bunch of great little bits in there that pull from different Phantom stories, and some really strong actors. Billy Zane's great. Christy Swanson. You can never go wrong with Hiroyuki Tagawa.
No.
Always.
Not even just when you say his name.
It's fun. Catherine Zeta-Jones, as a baby, like crazy how young she was. And
I can't even remember her from that movie.
And then... playing an awesome bad guy, just slimy as hell, as Treat Williams. So good. He was so good as the over the top gangstery businessman who wants to rule the world with supernatural powers.
Okay, so help me out then, because
all right, I will.
All the other movies you mentioned,
The Shadow and
from my memory,
The Rocketeer,
are 5 to 10 times better than I remember the Phantom being. Granted, I saw the Phantom before I could appreciate kind of maybe Bad for Good, or even serials for that matter, or the source material, even though I did already like all those other movies. Like, there's the one main thing I remember from the Phantom is when he throws that punch at the dude and almost falls over himself, and they kept it in the movie.
Well, I
don't know.
I think that if you were to go back and watch The Phantom and The Shadow, you'd see them almost on equal terms. At that point, you're coming down to, do you like Penelope Ann Miller and Alec Baldwin more than Billy Zane and Christy Swanson?
That's a wonderful idea, because I think my daughter would be into those a whole heck of a lot.
They're
too,
super fun, yeah.
Yeah.
With The Rocketeer, I mean, The Rocketeer to me is heads and tails above those two.
Absolutely. That's seriously a good movie.
That's just a good movie, top to bottom. Yeah. But I love these movies. I genuinely enjoy them. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're good because they're bad. I don't think they're so bad they're good. I think they're really good, fun movies. They're not flawless, of course, but for superhero movies that prior to not only prior to superhero movies, but superheroes that were superheroes before there were superheroes. It's cool. It's fun. I really enjoy it.
I'm down.
And the one thing I have to say that Billy Zane, man, he puts in the time. He buffed himself up. He looks good in the suit. He's a cool guy.
Billy Zane's a cool guy.
All right, so those are my movies. You go now.
I'll save the best for last.
Transition.
Little something for you. I've already given segues. Criminal.
Not right now.
That's exactly the response I was looking for. So this is pretty recent. This is Ryan Reynolds plays... I'm going to give you the premise, because the premise alone is like, oh, I'm going to go see that movie.
Ryan Reynolds plays a criminal.
Yeah, you must have been doing it during Deadpool, because he's in it for 5 seconds. He's a CIA dude getting away from the bad guys and the chase and fight. This is all pretty good. Movie opens up pretty well. Gets tortured to death. So they call in Tommy Lee Jones, who is a scientist who has developed a way to transfer brain mappings onto another person.
I remember this movie.
Ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Well, so that sounds stupid, right? They actually built... Sorry, my mistake. You're light years ahead of me. The science, you are just...
Look, I believe in it.
So they say it only works on this special case where this kid had a childhood accident that prevented all future development of his frontal lobe from happening. So he's got he's got a bald lobe, just ready for imprinting.
Yeah, imprint my lobe.
Imprint my
0
lobe.
0 hit points.
dang it! Now we have 2. It's all right.
We've got like 4 already.
You're right. Okay. So what else that did to that boy was because their frontal lobe, it's planning, and I think empathy's in there somewhere.
That would explain
whatever.
That explains a lot. I must be deficient there.
Okay. It turned into Kevin Costner and became like this horrible criminal without any scruples. No scruples today. It's a theme for 0 points.
Scrupulous.
So they come up with actually a pretty good and interesting reason for putting this CIA agent's brain onto a super duper hardened criminal, like the Hannibal Lecter dude, right? Like he's in his own cell, like chained to like the 4 corners of the cell, basically with a neck thing on, and because he kills anybody, nobody can stop him.
No, you can't. It's Kevin Costner. He has a field of dreams, and they're bloody.
Yeah. So they bring him in. They put the CIA agent's brain on him, and what happens is that they're able to imprint it because he's nothing there, but it also starts turning him into a person that can realize what he's done, in addition to giving him, a good guy's actual memories and stuff like that.
Right.
So the premise then becomes, when it's interesting, like this hardened, crazy criminal trying to reconcile this new brain and also what it's turning him into and all this stuff. It was pretty interesting. Like, not a bad premise.
Man, I just want to do all this killing and commit crime, but now I don't want to.
But he doesn't. Now I feel bad. There's the wife of the dude who's in my brain. Guess who the wife is?
Is the wife Maggie Grace.
Gal Gadot!
Gal Gadot! That is Maggie
so
Grace.
He's married to Wonder Woman. Okay, basically what ends up happening, though,
Deadpool's married to Wonder Woman,
yeah,
but he becomes Robin Hood.
If Robin Hood died. Oh, and Kevin Costner is Robin. No, I got it. Yeah, no, you're right. So what happens is that they do next to basically nothing. Like I just told you, the first hour to hour and a half of the movie. They stretch out. I told you everything interesting from that. They stretch that out for an hour and a half. So it's really hard to get through the first half, but then the last half kind of picks it up a little bit and becomes interesting when they really delve into the meat of that, and Kevin Costner gets to do his Kevin Costner thing. He's an accomplished actor. He does a good job while acting like a nutso, which you don't see him do a whole lot. So that gets interesting, but then it ends kind of dumbly.
All right. Sounds like a movie I will pass on.
Yeah. Loaded Weapon.
We could do an entire cast about just this movie. And I probably have. I haven't seen the movie in at least 5 years.
Oh, what was I thinking you saw it recently? I watched it because you had been going through the Lethal Weapons. And I had been through them recently enough that I was like, I should watch Loaded Weapon.
I watched Top Secret recently.
Maybe that's what it was. Loaded Weapon's fun. It's no Naked Gun.
No. I think it's really, really funny for... because I think it's really, really funny because it's not the Naked Gun. Like it's
National Lampoons.
It is so like, yeah, and it's, the Naked Gun, I love the Naked Gun because it apes everything in a very generic manner. Loaded Weapon apes everything in a very specific manner,
Yeah, they also have very much more of a kind of a shotgun approach. Like there is a ton of gags, whereas Naked Gun is way more into a...
There's a flow to it. There's a flow to those gags. It's not...
They create kind of a world, I guess.
Yeah.
And kind of their own world, really, too. Whereas Loaded Weapon is also very much a take on Lethal Weapon, etc.
I will tell you my favorite part from that movie. The thing that makes me laugh, like every single time, I cannot not laugh at it. And there's a bunch of them, but this one in particular, when they're searching for Whoopi Goldberg's killer, and they go up to the guy who's running the hotel. He pulls out a T-shirt with Whoopi Goldberg's face on it. He goes, "You seen this woman?"
That's the
and he
photo,
goes,
yeah.
and he goes, I don't think so. You got anything clearer? And then he says something like that. He says, "Doesn't look familiar." And he pulls out the gurney with the corpse on it, pulls the thing back, and he goes, "How about now?" And he looks at it. He looks at the corpse and he goes, "A little out of focus."
There's good bits in there. I just can't remember. There was two where I laughed out loud at least. The rest are kind of just like, ah.
I like that one, and I like the when they go into the Wilderness Girls office, where the woman that was in Moonlighting suddenly changes into Kathy Ireland.
Yep, that's good.
But it's the I'm Detective Colt. Or I'm Detective Luger. This is Detective Colt. These are our wallets. They pull their wallets out, and for some reason, Estevez's badge goes sailing across the room, like with a sound effect, like a shuriken.
Yeah, yes, it's a throwing star.
And then you hear it hit like all these like cookies or something, and then there's an ah.
That was one of them. Yeah, that one of the.
So funny. I love.
It's
Loaded
a
Weapon.
good 5-star movie.
I agree.
Jason Bourne. I saw the new Jason Bourne.
I'm gonna cut the red wire, but that one's orange. John Lovitz. All right,
back to me. That's right, John Lovitz. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, his character. Yes, and he keeps coming back. Like it's the throwaway character immediately, but he keeps coming back. It's John Lovitz.
that should be his tagline.
Yeah, I saw the new Jason Bourne movie.
And tell me, on a scale of 1 to 4, where does this one land in the Jason Bourne trilogy?
So, I need to preface my thoughts on this one because I saw this the day I went over to a friend. A friend called me up. He's like, "Hey, help me finish building this half pipe." Which, here's a funny story.
We watched you.
I grew up in Santa Barbara area, which is where Pal Peralta is founded. Mm-hmm. And in the 80s, they built what they called the Skate Zone, which was a big indoor skate park. That's where all the team used to go as well. But any locals could also get a membership. So I had a membership, used to go there. It was the first time I ever saw a half pipe,
Yeah.
And they had, I want to say they had two. They were huge, and there were some back-to-back, so they had a spine. Anyways, skate park, skate zone is closed down. The ramps kind of get scattered. I since have two friends that continue to work at Pal Peralta, and I guess one of them at one point got part of that half pipe.
That's cool.
And moved it to another friend who couldn't keep it, and then another friend who literally burned half of it as firewood. And then when the person who gave that to him found out, took it back, so they had it again. And is now remodeling his house. So he put this in the back and decided to also remodel the ramp. So rebuilt it, basically called me up, was like, "Hey, help me finish building this." And they had already done most of it. We were mostly just doing the platforms on either end. Without blueprints either. Just literally like, it seems like if we screw these together with larger screws.
Good. This is going to be a very safe half pipe.
No, it turns out when you don't know and you're you overbuild it, it's pretty sturdy for now. Anyways, it's gonna fall apart.
I imagine that on either side, like where the platforms are, there's like 40 2x4s sticking into the ground at different angles that are like hammered and nailed in.
You're not completely.
Whole bunch of rusty nail heads hanging out at an angle.
We used brand new nails that were.
Yeah, well, they've rusted within the past day. They've been outside.
So I spent what was going to be a couple hours, ended up being close to 7 hours building this half pipe. And then I was like, "Man, you guys see Star Trek or Bourne Identity yet?" And they're like, "No, let's go see those." So we went and saw those at 10 because we had already missed it. And I had issues staying completely awake for the entire period. But the first half, I remember thinking, number one, Julia Stiles. Like, I feel like maybe in the things that she hates about people, she might have been good.
With the Joker, sure. She was good in Dexter.
She's perfectly fine. Was she in Dexter? Okay, so
she was in one season, and she was great.
Huh. She was all right. Well, that's good. That seems more recent than anything else because only thing I've seen her in are Bourne movies, and she seemed fine in the first one, but this, as you know, I saw her in. I think she had a deal on the Mindy Project, I want to say, but wasn't good. She's a wooden actress, right? Kind of like she. Yeah. I don't know. Is that me?
No, I see it. Yeah, she's not. She's
pulls
never
it off. She can still be good and has.
She's never stood out to me as somebody who, like, when I'm given a list of fantastic actors in Hollywood, she's not going to be on that list.
No, and she is even farther down the list after this one. Like she's
that bad, huh?
She's bad, man. She isn't around for the whole movie, But
did they finally kill that character?
I cannot say.
Oh, because you were asleep.
No, I wasn't asleep yet. This is the one I'm ready to offer an opinion on, because they get into the story, but then literally like 90% of that first act is a car chase, which I need to go back. The first 3 Bourne movies are some of my favorite of all time, literally, like even up to the third. I mean, the first one, yeah, it's great. But up to the third and watching them all together, I would say it's one of the franchises that benefits from watching them all together more than any, because they overlap in really weird ways too.
Yeah, and we talked about that a while back.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I never made that connection that they have on a bunch of those overlaps. So.
Yeah, that's really good. The Bourne Legacy was garbage. I didn't like it all. This one, when that first act was all car chase, totally, I'm flashing back. I want to say the Legacy did that as well. I want to go back and watch the others, because I feel like there were extended car chases in the other ones too, but none of them bored me. Like none of them went on for so long that I was like, because the story stops.
In the first movie, the car chase is like they're in the car for a bit, but the only chase I really remember is when I want to say they're like in Paris or something, and it's him and the German Franco
Potente.
Yeah, and it's like where she's deciding whether she's going to stay with him.
That's true, and it's really early on in their relationship, so you have that she's in the car with him.
Right. The second movie...
That instantly makes it more interesting.
The second movie, there's the initial chase right away where she gets killed because the car goes over the edge, sure. And then there's the last chase with Bones McCoy.
Right.
And that's where...
I'm flashing back to Legacy on this one just for that beginning. And
Legacy, the only part I remember is I do remember the chase scene, and I feel like it was in some weird small village that was on like a waterfront in like Morocco or something.
Yeah, you watched the Bourne movies more recently than I have, and I toyed with going back to watch Legacy.
But I haven't seen Legacy. Legacy is the one I didn't rewatch.
Yeah, see, I couldn't bring myself to do that just yet. I don't know. I was flashing back too much to that movie on this one. I did have a problem staying conscious, which I would attribute to 7 hours out in the sun. Probably more than the movie itself, but yeah. So I'll wait till I can rewatch that one to maybe, but not super positive right off the bat. Like there's no mention of Franco Potente's character at all, which I feel is kind of sad, because that was a real anchor for that character, even though I guess they pulled it off for the third movie.
Yeah.
And then, man, let's keep going.
Might as well.
I finished Stranger Things.
Did you binge it? You like as soon as first episode?
It took us the week. Like we barely finished last week, or last night.
So good.
Amazingly good.
Yeah,
it's the best. Like I haven't seen all of the Netflix original programming. Like I never saw the Cartel one and the whatever. Yeah, there's a lot I haven't seen.
Yeah,
the best thing Netflix has ever done for me.
Honestly, somebody else mentioned this, and I agree. This is the best piece of TV or movie that has come out this year, in my opinion.
Sure, yeah, I guess that's true. Why confine it to Netflix? This is just plain good.
No, I think
if this were on normal TV, it would be one of the best things on TV right now.
Yeah, everybody was great, and I was beyond thrilled to find out that I thought it was going to be, because of the way they end it, which I still am. I don't want to talk about spoilers with that shit.
No. Let's.
But the way they end it, there are a lot of things left kind of opened up, but not necessarily in ways that you would expect to see a follow-up season. And so I thought it was going to be, this was going to be like Amazing Stories, where you were going to get Stranger Things, and it was going to be this season, and then the next season was going to be something else.
Yeah.
But they're doing a sequel season.
No, they are doing a sequel.
Everybody is coming back. I'm crossing my fingers.
Still fine with that, but yeah, I kind of it does wrap up in such a good way that I would kind of like to see that bundled up and placed. Like maybe come back to it in a couple years or something, but
I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Yeah,
but that is I told Beth this. I told her this after the first episode. This is one of those few things that I hardly ever buy DVDs or Blu-rays anymore. This is one that I'm buying because I want to be able to take this with me everywhere without having to worry about an internet connection. Like I want to be able to rewatch this.
Did you finish? You're already on your second go through. Did you finish? Have you done any more?
We're second.
Is it not just on a continuous loop in the Amberg household? Like, is there not just a TV that's always playing it somewhere?
Well,
this couldn't be. I mean, it's a 70s throwback. It's Spielberg. It's kind of like what Super 8 was trying to do, except it does it way more and kind of graduates it. Like the soundtrack is done by a band, Survive, I guess, which I don't know if they've released it already, but they're going to. That's not the type of music you would have seen in a Spielberg movie of the era. No. But it fits perfectly and lifts it, like graduates it to kind of even updates it, because that stuff's kind of hot right now.
Retro.
It does it better than Super 8. It does it better than anything else has done this throwback.
The throwback, yeah. It feels like a late 70s, 80s TV show. It totally feels like and that's why, for me especially, like, this hit as hard as it did.
Man, this is like completely divorced from it being good on its own. It's like they made it specifically for you. There are scenes. There's a Thing poster, and then there's them actually watching the Thing on TV at one point. Yeah, no, this is
the Evil Dead posters in the background.
I kept expecting a poster of just you in the background to show up at some point. Yeah, just thumbs up. This is a good show. Yeah, no.
I love it. I'm glad
really
you guys watched it.
It's freaking. It's perfectly tense. Like the stuff, like the perfect segue. Actually, not really, because it's been several minutes and hours by now. But of people making decisions that you think are stupid, but kind of like there's one point where the mom, the monster comes at the mom and she runs from the house, but she's in it to save her son. So she kind of gets in the car and she's like ready to run away, but then she looks back at the house. And then I feel bad for even ruining the ending of this episode, but it ends with her walking back into the house. Like, it's perfectly tense. You're not like, no, that's stupid. You're like,
no, you especially, and give all the credit in the world to Winona Ryder for selling that, because she sells it. She does a great job, freaking well. Like, you immediately feel like there are scenes where. And again, giving aspects of it away, I'm trying to. There's at least one bit where, she is kind of in the middle of a breakdown, and there's a sudden realization about what's surrounding her. And when she has a breakdown within the breakdown, like, it was, and she turns from being miserable to being happy to being confused. Like, she just out of the park.
And that's her character. Like, her character is a little scatterbrained. Like, she's been through some rough patches. Like, they hint that, there's been questions about her sanity even before all of this happens. So it's kind of the perfect person for this to happen to. And then just the way the whole community comes together. Because there are shows that do this, but then they kind of keep that character isolated, like it's still her against the world. Right. But it's not. Like, she successfully brings other people in who believe her and make the connections and, join the fight in really satisfying ways. It
is.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And every single one of the four main kids,
they're so good.
Unbelievable. And the little girl who plays 11,
a freaking genius.
She is great.
She's so good.
She was so good.
Man, it doesn't show everything. And you mentioned stuff that it kind of leaves open at the end. Yeah. I don't even think that's like, there's maybe one thing, the main thing, the stranger thing at the end that might be the cliffhanger, especially if they are going to continue this season. But I mean, there are points where it is so perfectly done that you're like, man, if they try and explain this all away, that kind of automatically ruins it. Like, it's building to something where if there's ever a shot against some guy that's like, well, portals open up with this, and we believe this monster has power in this way, and then it could have ruined the whole thing.
Absolutely.
They leave that stuff out perfectly.
And I hope that I hope that that's how they keep it. I don't want
for sure, yeah.
explanation. This is one of those things where I hope these guys, especially since
the Duffer Brothers,
they're getting the Duffers, especially since they're getting so many comparisons to J.J. Abrams, to Steven Spielberg. I hope they're smart enough to go, let me take a look at people who criticized J.J. Abrams. What did they first criticize him really strongly for? Because it wasn't just him, it was him and Lindelof, and it was Carlton Cuse. Don't do Lost. Don't explain the smoke monster. Don't explain the
there
island.
You go. That's a real good comparison.
You know, if Lost kept up with what they had started with, man, that show would have gone down in the annals of history as one of the greatest sci-fi television shows ever. But then they explained things.
They kept explaining things.
And then they kept
explaining
explaining
they wouldn't stop explaining things.
And nobody needed explanations. Stupid.
Stop explaining. That's it. Hey, lots of good stuff. I'm kind of surprised we kept Stranger Things down to as little time as we did right then.
Yeah, I love it. I want everybody to watch it 1,000 times.
Okay.
Tiny Rick.
We played 2 big old games this week again. Might very well be the same games we played last week.
They were so good.
Which is okay, because this is gonna be like it's a thinly disguised games we played as news segment, basically.
Speaking of Overwatch. Overwatch.
Smooth.
Yeah. Well, I hit level 70.
Nice.
So that's nothing.
I hit a wall.
You were playing Reinhardt, weren't you?
No, I did not have a wall. I played more Hanzo still. I had some good games with him and some bad games with him. No achievements this week. I wanted less than 10 games total on that thing anyways, so.
It's fair. Overall, I still am liking it. The changes that they've made,
okay. Is this what you were talking about with McCree? Because you said you were feeling something.
Well, I hadn't played with McCree since the nerf.
Oh, the original nerf.
And I don't know if they buffed him back up yet. I don't think that hit the Xbox yet.
Well, no, this is the latest. No, there was a patch. I'm pretty sure this is just for the PC so far.
Right. That's what. Yeah. So this is coming late. Yeah. So playing McCree on the Xbox was not fun. That was really hard after the nerf, which was probably the right thing to do for a majority of it. I was not having a good game with him. Something felt off.
Sure.
Maybe it was me. I don't know.
It's going to be a changing.
There's a changing, but McCree did. He got nerfed, and then they unnerfed him kind of. So they've increased the speed of his the alt fire. So his fan the hammer is sped up a little bit now.
And then
I guess
nerfed his long range a little bit. It looks like.
And they also they increased his or decreased. So I don't know how you actually phrase that. They decreased his recovery time from the flashbang slightly.
Sure.
So there's that, and then they also buffed Anna. They gave her more. They upgraded the magazines or the bullet count, so she's got 10 instead of 8, and
she fires 20% faster rate.
Yeah, which is definitely needed. That gun is.
But you were saying she's not.
Slow.
Yeah, shouldn't be considered a sniper in that way. Like the way maybe this will make sense for the people that are trying to use her now like that. I guess maybe a little bit more.
Maybe. I mean, her damage. The amount of time that it takes to fire and reload and the damage that she does, even on headshots, to me is not. I mean, she's not meant to be a sniper. She's really she is a support.
Right.
Her sniper fire against enemies is meant to, she's meant to be that final shot or lead into somebody else getting the final shot.
Yeah. I cleaned up on a couple Annas that were trying to do that as Hanzo, because Hanzo is made for that. So we'd be kind of, standing off at each other from across the map, and I'd get the drop on them pretty much most of the time.
Yeah.
So.
I have found that I don't know. I feel like this is something they're probably going to look at. But against Roadhogs, I found Ana is great.
Oh, really?
Because as soon as they yank you in, like I'm able to hit that button and sleep dart them before they kill me, and I did not get hooked and killed more than once yesterday when we played.
That's cool.
And the only time I got hooked and killed was because I had just used my dart.
And that was in the game where the dude that Roadhog only knew how to hook and kill people.
Right.
Like that's he did that exclusively and repeatedly.
Yeah. And so I just kept freaking tranking him, and then he finally started hunting me down, which was,
I love it when that happens because they're just angry.
Salty.
They throw all strategy to the wind just to get that kill.
Yeah.
But then I don't even care if I die. I'm like, I already won.
Exactly. The mental game, sir. It is a done. And then this highlight. I love this.
This is good. Yeah.
I love this. They Blizzard ran their first ban wave some weeks back, and there was a bit of salt about it. People were surprised that it was actually happening. So after that first ban wave, you would think people would say, all right, don't get banned, don't cheat. Of course people are going to cheat, so they did.
Yeah.
And a second ban wave. And the best part of this ban wave isn't that we lost a ton of cheaters. That's great, that's fantastic. The best part is the reactions to this one.
And this is from, what is this?
Read them off, because these are just awesome.
What is the name of this forum? Owned something?
Owned, pure ownage. I don't remember what it's called.
Sure.
Whatever.
Okay.
Some bizarro. It's a hacker forum, I think. It's
Owned Core.
Owned Core. I think it's a forum specifically for like hacks and cheats. Stuff like
Either
that.
way, this is an article from PC Gamer as well. So thanks to them for porting to us in this direction.
Putting this up. Overwatch.
So yeah, we got one of them who is very much went the anonymous route. Blizzard, you made a powerful enemy. We are anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
There's one that stands out to me, and I can't wait for you to get to it.
Yeah, we don't need to read all of these, but yeah, some of them are asking if we can make a petition. It's amazing the rights that they think they have at this point.
The insane level of entitlement is fantastic.
I deserve another chance if I spent money on the pre-order.
Love that one. Nope, you don't.
This is unacceptable. It's 2016, Blizzard. Cheating happens.
0 hit points.
There should be an allowance for that.
I just want that guy to know, maybe not have that kind of mindset in relationships. That's just but it's the one.
What's his girlfriend like? Hey, listen, it's 2016.
Cheating happens.
How long have interpersonal relationships had on Earth at this point? I mean, come on.
Let's be real. No, my favorite one was the one where he calls them out as like mere mortals. He's like, filthy mortals.
Is he really?
Yeah, there's the guy's like, he says something like, these filthy mortals, I will not stand for such a thing. They shall reap my vengeance. It was Reaper.
Yeah. I know, you just picture like I'm surprised not all of these posts don't have a SIG at the bottom that's like Reaper 420.
Yeah, die. All of them.
This one's pretty good. I only use, speaking of cheats, because I'm stoned as bleep. It's blanked out here, and my teammates often make fun of me or something like that.
That's
okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, yeah, that's all right. I got it. Anyways, it's just a bunch of angry people for cheating. There are much more angrier ones as well.
So here are the two things that me, speaking only for myself, I'm not speaking for Ryan here, that come out of this for me. Number one, don't cheat. And number two, if you do cheat and you get caught, you deserve no quarter. You don't get a second chance.
Eat it. Yeah, be the big guy. That's fine. You're gonna.
You know what? Yeah. Guess what? My favorite parts of these are the people that are like, I bought two keys and they banned both of them. You're an idiot. I don't. You're foolish.
Anyways.
You don't get any sympathy from me. Like, you just never. I think if you cheated and you got banned, you deserved it. I don't care if you only tried it once. Don't try it.
You might have to play the game normally. I don't know. You can still play it, right? Like they could get a new tag and do this thing. Oh, I guess there have been some IP bans, right?
But it's beyond IP bans. They're doing hardware ID bans. So they're doing all sorts of stuff where people are trying. There was at least one guy during the first ban wave who stated outright that he wiped his computer. He formatted it, reinstalled everything, and it still didn't work.
Banning. Hey, the other game we played this week was Pokemon Go.
We did. What's your top level here? What do you got? Okay, number one, what level are you?
11.
Okay, so you're like right on my tail because I
am actually. Where are you at?
I'm only 14 or 15.
Okay.
I didn't play a ton this week actually.
I played more this week. My mom is super into this. So now, like, because they come see us once or twice a week, it usually devolves into some sort of Pokemoning.
Time to walk.
Or Pokemaning, depending on which one of us you're talking to.
Sure.
Which is either one of us usually. It's just that I say, we've been calling them Pokemans for years because that's funny.
Because it's funny.
But there's a small subset of my family culture that does it seriously.
Pokemans.
Pokemans.
I've got like, I don't know, just a tiny itty bitty bit left before I hit 15.
Okay.
And my
the levels don't come fast, really. Like I have 2 lucky eggs I'm waiting to. I've been building up my Pokemon like you told me to do.
Yeah.
So I can lucky egg the thing and then
no, it's the way to go.
Go up a few levels. But what do you get from levels though, honestly? Like is that just
when you level up, as you level, the Pokemon become stronger and become harder to get.
Oh, so that's how you get higher level Pokemon.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like the ones that I'm generally getting usually in the high 200s, low 300s with the occasional 400 popping up so far.
I got a 450 something Magmar.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. That's my highest.
I don't even have them. Oh no, I do have a Magmar. I have an 869 Magmar. That's my highest.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a couple of good ones. But yeah, I finally it took Beth changing her jobs, and which forced her to then talk to the person who was working part-time for Apple that worked with her about getting her phone swapped over. So she finally got her phone swapped over, and now she has a brand new phone, and she installed Pokemon on it. So now she's
all right. Okay. So which side did she swap to? She has an iPhone now? Or
she had an iPhone. She just got a new iPhone. She didn't have any space on her last iPhone.
Okay. Ah, I see now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. My wife and daughter they're into it plenty as well. I mean, we're still not nuts. So we're not the people we see at the parks when we go there, but it's still.
When we go to the parks, we walk around, and I mean, like, you know, we've been walking around, and we'll go to the same Pokestops a couple times if it's, you know, a circle or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not doing. I'm explicitly not putting in any effort at the gyms. You know, if I walk past the gym,
still haven't.
that has an open spot, I'll throw the Magmar in there.
Oh.
See what happens. He never wins. I haven't gotten anything out of it because he's so low level.
What do you get out of it if they win in a gym?
The longer they stay in the gym, you start getting like the in-game currency.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
That's how you win the in-game currency.
I still have not won a freaking battle. I went to the post office the other day and finally found a gym that was like a level 2, and the dude that it was showing me was like a 200 something or 186 maybe even. So I was like, man, I could beat this dude. So I started the battle. And then during the battle, my cell radio, for whatever reason, went down to the Edge network.
Yep.
And by the time I beat the guy, it wouldn't update any of the information, so I had to quit the app and got no credit for anything.
Super fun.
Freaking stupid.
Hey, but think about it this way. At least they're updating Pokemon Go so that it will work less. They're actually removing functionality from a game that barely works as it is, which is good.
Okay, so some people are angry. I mean...
I'm not angry. I don't care, but it's funny to me. This is totally stupid to me too, in my opinion.
So the stuff that came with this update, there's some stuff with you can change the look of your trainer from the profile screen. Some achievement medals have new looks. In order to transfer a Pokemon, there's like a new menu that'll come up. Players have been keeping track of various Pokemon nests, specific locations where Pokemon are known to spawn. Seems to be switched up, so you might be getting new things from new places now. The big things, though, the things that people are all upset about, is that there was this glitch, I guess, with the footprints, right? So that you could pick the thing that was these Pokemon are nearby, and then pick one that you didn't have, and then it would show you footprints on how to get to that Pokemon, but it didn't ever work because it was supposed to be like a hot cold thing, like one footprint for closer. Well,
that's the thing. It worked at the beginning.
Oh, did it?
Something happened and it glitched out and it broke for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because when I first started playing, it worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, 3 footsteps for farther away, 2 footsteps for closer, 1 footstep for really close. Yeah. So, anyways, they removed that completely because it was broken and not working. And I guess also there were some third-party sites that were using it.
Here's what bugs me about this. Niantic knew this was coming because they freaking made Ingress, and people did the exact same thing with Ingress.
Oh, really? Yeah,
this is no different. They used the APIs. They were able to pull out and say, here's where these things are. There was a map that you could use. The problem with this versus Ingress is Ingress means nothing to people the same way that Pokemon means people.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, you talk to 100 people.
Pokemon Go is huge. Like, any changes that are going to be made are going to have this long list of upset people because it's and a lot of them are children really and children functionally. So it's gonna happen. Everybody's upset at this because they also shut down whatever was helping these third-party sites,
right?
Because it's essentially people are exploiting the game, and they're loving exploiting the game. Well, it's the person who makes that call is Niantic. This is the game we've designed. You're exploiting it by doing it this way. So
yeah, and I mean that's where I actually got into a discussion about this earlier today. Where
you're in a discussion right now.
No, this is not. This is a demand.
Oh,
I demand satisfaction. But I got into a discussion earlier today where somebody that I know was saying they don't agree with people asking for refunds from Niantic right now.
I guess that's the other thing, yeah.
And this is a situation where I absolutely support the refunds in a certain way.
And people are getting them for this
absolutely.
reason.
And I agree. I don't have a problem with the refund requests. I have a problem with refund requests that are maybe in
This is people who have spent money on the game because of these third-party sites that were going to help them. So they were like, okay, I'll spend this money and then I'll use this. So now that the third-party stuff shut down, they want refunds because they're like, well, we bought this stuff because we were going to use this stuff that's now shut down.
And at the time, it was a totally valid strategy. Niantic had not said you couldn't do it. They're only making this decision now. So part of the reason I'm very okay with refunds is because Niantic made a decision, didn't tell anybody. If you want to make that decision, you're going to take it out. Great, tell everybody.
Yeah.
Then that's it. That's that. But here, the way I'm looking at this when it comes to refunds is, if you used all of what you bought before they changed it, then you don't get a refund. You got what you paid for. If you used part of it and you have something left over, you should get the partial refund for whatever's left. You know, and they can easily figure out that dollar amount. That is not a hard thing for them to do. Are they not doing
it that way?
No, I think they're just giving a full refund for whatever's being requested.
I guess, yeah, sure. That's extra nice then.
No, it's nice, but it's also, to me, that's a level of that. There's a little bit of abuse there, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah,
but it's not my company, whatever.
It's not, and honestly, I mean, like I said, this is going to be huge. So you're going to get people like this. There's the quote on this Polygon article is from this dude. Happy Hoodwink on Reddit says, the saddest thing is many players are already dropping off, and those of us who are willing to stick around are probably going to eventually have this potentially amazing experience ruined bit by bit until we just despise the game. No, you're not. You're going to keep playing it forever, no matter what, and there's still going to be a zillion people playing it anyways, so just it's okay.
No, it's that... It's that same thing with the people who yelled and screamed at the end of The Walking Dead for season 6. Like the people who
I got banned from Overwatch. What's going on with me?
Yeah, exactly. And I agree. The endings of Walking Dead sucked. But don't sit here and tell me you've watched every minute of every season and now you're this was it. No, it's not.
I'm gonna stop watching the show. Did you see the trailer for next season though?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Yeah, no, it's like I'm gonna stop watching the show mostly because this season is over.
And it's not like I don't want to. We're ragging on people too much. I'm not. It's not. It's not bad to have an opinion.
No, absolutely
it's not bad to be invested in something and to disagree with the direction.
It's the hyperbole behind the
hyperbole and the entitlement. Like there's just no.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
It's okay.
Hey, what's the dead body news item of the week?
Dead body. Now we're talking. This is what we come to Pokemon Go
That's
for.
The only reason I play this in the hopes that I can solve murder.
There's kind of like 1.5 dead body news items.
Cool.
I don't know which one to do first. Okay, let's do. All right, I know which one to do first.
All right.
Okay, wait. Let me set the stage for you. Las Vegas, daytime. I don't know what time it was. Nighttime.
Okay.
6 people playing Pokemon Go in a public park. Looking for
I got a Squirtle. Oh,
Magikarp.
Where's Magikarp? We gotta find him.
You're really getting your eyes are closed. I'm really putting you there.
I'm visualizing.
Okay. One of the Pokemon. I can't even do it now. Dude rolls up in an SUV and pulls a gun on this group of people looking for Magikarp. Don't worry, one of the people playing Pokemon also has a gun.
Good.
So many feelings at this point. Pulls it out to shoot the guy with their gun. Shootout ensues. Guy gets shot. One of the Pokemon players gets shot, not the guy that had the gun. So I got to feel like at this point that guy's maybe a little angry or upset or maybe disappointed in his friend. I don't know. It depends on what the robbers were asking for, I guess, if you think about it. If they rolled up and they were like, give me all the money in your wallet, and he only has $5 in his wallet, I got to imagine that dude was pulling out his wallet right then to give them all the money. This is fine. You can have it. Oh, no, my friend just pulled out a gun. That's not his money. Oh, now they're shooting. I've been shot in the stomach. Everybody's fine. Nobody died. This is only the dead body news item of the week because it's named after the dead body that girl found.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Did they catch the Magikarp?
Again, that's the thing. None of these articles ever end with what did they get the Magikarp.
Stupid article, then.
The other one.
Clickbait.
for Magikarp. Why are people actively interested in Magikarps? I mean, I get there's this fun thing going around where people leave them at gyms when they've won and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So Magikarp is totally useless. He is he flops around.
That's what I thought.
He doesn't do anything, and because trolling, he also costs more candy by an exponential amount
400
than anybody else. But what he evolves to, the Gyarados, super freaking cool.
Oh, really? Like he actually has.
He hasn't evolved. Yeah, and it's really cool.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. But I did not know that part. I thought he also evolved into something useless.
Well, I don't think he's that useful. I just think he's cool looking. But
oh, okay. All right. My wife caught one of those on their own, I think.
A Gyarados?
Yeah, whatever. It looks like a next level fish. I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
Probably it.
The other news item for the week, Matt.
Me.
Have you ever been to New York?
Once when I was very, very small.
Okay, so Governor Andrew M. Cuomo has directed the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision to restrict sex offenders under community supervision from using Pokemon Go.
Yep.
So maybe don't go back to New York for a while, is all I'm saying.
I don't know if you're implying that I am a molester or I should be inferring that I am good looking enough to be molested.
It's the latter.
I agree. That's why I don't go back. And also I'm from Boston, so why would I ever go to New York?
I like how there's an east-west thing between Boston and New York.
Always has been,
Boston's
always will
like
be.
A little bit west. It's still very eastern. No. So that's just don't.
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Oh.
Mostly Aerosmith.
Let's ride this wave. Let's ride this sex offender wave.
Wave of mutilation.
Right into news of the week. What happened this week?
Doom. You played Doom?
Yeah, I love
played
Doom.
We love Doom.
Still, next to 0 games later, at the top of my game of the year list.
I can't wait to hear how few games you end up playing in toto.
At this rate? I'm probably just going to play Doom again, honestly.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They released an update, dropped 2 new game modes for multiplayer. One is it's like a capture the flag with a single flag, but the bases rotate, they move.
Yeah, sounds great. Exodus.
That's
the name of that.
Exodus. And then what was the other mode?
Sector. It's an objective-based capture the territory.
Right. And then they updated some stuff for Snap Map and all that. And there was a trailer for it.
Enemies, weapons, things you can do with wheels, hell modules.
And what game, even just real life, I would be a better human with a hell module.
That should be the subtitle of the next Doom game. Hell module.
That 0 hit points. Hell module, 0 hit points.
But next week.
But next week.
Oh, I thought you were gonna keep going. Next week they're getting.
I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. The actual the Unto the Evil DLC is coming out, which 3 new multiplayer maps, new playable demon called Harvester, weapons, equipment, etc.
The Harvester is just a little old man wearing overalls, got a straw hat on, and a corncob pipe. He's got a pickup truck filled with corn.
I would be interested in this for that.
He just pulls up and goes, "Hey there, anybody interested in some cheap corn?"
And then he says, "Pepperidge."
Oh, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah.
Hell.
We're supporting the multiplayer.
Yeah, well, it's bad, so they should.
I guess it has a following, though. Otherwise,
9 people, whatever.
What? Yeah, they got to be doing more than that.
I think it's mostly dead in the PC realm, but it's thriving on consoles.
Okay.
So
that's kind of. I feel like it was so huge that this just comes out of that. Like this is. There was no way around it. I don't know if anybody's buying this for the multiplayer. Just kind of they buy it because it's freaking huge and it's awesome, and just get your money's worth. Keep playing it.
Real pretty. Again, by the way, another game seriously considered double dipping on the PC just because of how pretty it looks.
Doom? Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
For that end credit sequence only, maybe.
Oh man.
I still have clips from that I don't know what to do with. I just had to record them because they're freaking awesome.
Make your own new end credits.
Okay.
For your next Monday video, do an end credit.
I wish. I wish I could do a video like
that. So that's Doom. Hey, you didn't pre-order or do anything with Yoooka-Laylee, right?
No, I did not get in on the Kickstarter. Right. If you did, though, the new pre-alpha demo is basically what it is out. There's a trailer for it too. I always put this in here because it's still like inherently attractive to me. I feel like they're doing this game really well, and it's going to be a great one of these games. I guess I still just don't know if I want one of these games yet, or how well one of these games is going to do. I mean, it hasn't been that long since Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, really. It's kind of the last one I can think of in this vein, but
fair enough.
I don't know. It looks good. Trailer looks good. The demo itself comes with moves from the game, props from the game, collectibles from the game. It's called a toy box, so it's basically just an area where you can mess around with all these different elements that will be worked into the final game somehow.
Cool.
Interested to see what impressions are, at least.
Yeah. Hey, if you had over $1,000, say like $1,300, and
$2,
and $2, and you were kind of bored, you were like, hey, I got
95 cents.
I got all this time. I got $1,302.95 to my name, along with a lot of other money. But I'm just gonna go ahead and buy some random video game and play it for $1,300.
Not just any random video game.
$1,302.69. I am going to
95 cents.
95 cents. Sorry, I'm going to spend that money on a supposed, not even guaranteed, but a supposed copy of No Man's Sky. Would you
true.
do that?
I didn't think about that. He didn't know if he was going to get swindled when he got this, did he? Man,
no idea.
Well, he didn't.
Do that?
He didn't. He got it.
If you had the disposable income,
no.
like if you made
if I
much
had the
money,
disposable income, yeah, maybe, sure.
I cannot, even if I have disposable, if I cannot justify
really
$1,300 for a game that I could get in 2 weeks for 50.
Friggin' No Man's Sky though. This is like the level still no. Okay, all right.
Still not.
What if?
It's coming day one. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna play it. I even decided I canceled my pre-order, which I made right after I mentioned last week that I didn't think I'd made it yet. I hadn't done it. I made a pre-order. I canceled it. I re-pre-ordered it with the digital download so I could download it at 12 o'clock.
Okay, all right. Okay. It's okay. So wait, is there a franchise you would do this for?
That I would spend $1,300 for a game
if you had
2 weeks ahead of time?
Disposable money, and you would get it 2 weeks earlier. I guess maybe we're talking how much disposable money. If you're in a freaking mansion, you're not going to work every day, and it's just you got $1 million bucks in the bank.
I make the assumption that $1,300, like I have that's like pocket money at this point in this scenario. The only game I
scenario, I don't think it's that.
No. Yeah,
in this scenario, I don't know if it's that. I mean, the dude has a cool statement actually. He's like, "I'm a lucky guy. I've done well for myself. I have disposable income, and I'm happy in life." He makes a pretty good personal case for spending this money on the game, so that's cool.
Right. No, and I'm not ragging on him for like.
No, but if it were us, yes, I would need to be $1 million bucks in the bank or something like that to do something like this.
And the only game I could see myself maybe doing that for is Half-Life.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So something with that same sort of cultural cachet, though, right? There's
a level of gravitas that the game would have to have, and on top of that, it has to have a personal connection. I don't have the connection to this game yet. I love what it looks like.
Right.
I am wicked excited to play it, but I don't have any connection to it because I haven't ever played it. So.
And I don't necessarily want to get into this story that deep.
No, we don't need to.
For the same concerns that he did an unboxing and then he started posting videos of him playing it. And then there's a headline I'm not even going to mention, but basically he felt bad because Sean Murray came out and was like, "Don't spoil it for yourself, guys." Not even directed directly at him, but he was like, "Sean Murray's cool. This game is he loves the game. The dude who bought the game has nothing bad to say about it, but he felt bad for possibly spoiling it for a lot of people. So he's walked it back. He's just doing, I think, some articles or some text things. And he's probably texting people.
He's texting people. Yeah. He did say he would put up some videos of like non-spoilery stuff at some point, but I actually didn't. I read the kind of synopsis of the article. I haven't watched any of his videos.
Me neither. Yeah, I just went through the synopsis.
The only videos that I've watched are whatever Hello Games and Sean Murray have put out. That's it.
Can't wait until just the whole thing about it is over.
I'm looking forward to next week. I am looking forward to it.
Go on.
I'm looking forward to it. And I can't wait to play it.
Tell you what I'm looking forward to.
Tell me.
Dead Rising 1, possibly 2, or off the record.
All right.
Also, there's a trailer for Dead Rising 4 that came out this past week.
Bringing it back to Willamette, Colorado.
That stuff's cool. Like, I like doing the Frank West thing. I like that the whole picture mode they brought back seems to have a selfie thing about it, which gets pretty funny. Like, I'm into some of that. But it's basically Dead Rising 3-2, and we've talked about this a little bit, but
right.
I kind of prefer the earlier games, and now we know those are coming to current gen, so I don't know.
And those we'll probably do something with.
Yes. I'm just saying if I'm choosing between Dead Rising 4, I mean the weapons look cool. Like it looks. I'm
in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
The thing, improvement upon Dead Rising 3, etc. It's just not.
Which was fun. It just wasn't the Dead Rising that you were hoping for. Yeah. I know that, and it was. Yeah, I mean, I liked the game a lot. It was just a little too arcadey even for me. Like I don't know. I guess I did really want that first game. Like I wanted to be a more, and this sounds ridiculous, but I wanted to be a more mature gamer to play that Dead Rising game.
Dead
When that
Rising
first game
games
came
before-
out, I just wasn't like I was not there.
Yeah,
Like, it didn't click for me. It didn't make sense, but I loved it.
Just it's weird because the things I miss, I feel like, are things that people just generally weren't crazy about.
Well,
like
the dying thing is a huge one.
The dying thing, but they kind of fixed that with 2, and I would imagine off the record. But just the whole narrative structure, you know what I'm talking about? Like how stuff ran out. Like you had to be...
Yeah, you
ran out of time to do stuff on the missions and stuff like that. Yeah, like that.
No, I like that because I think what people didn't like about that was you couldn't complete everything. Like it was almost impossible to do everything.
Yeah.
And I think that people feel a little ripped off or feel undercut.
You're right.
In some
Everybody
way.
was where you were at back then. Like it was a tough sell, especially since they didn't sell it in that way. Like they didn't explain how that was supposed to go at all.
Right. And but I still played the hell out of the game.
Yeah,
I remember, I can tell you specifically the thing that stopped me from ever progressing in that game. It was my television. Because they didn't
the subtitles.
Because if you remember correctly, they didn't do anything with like they built that game specifically for HD.
Yeah.
So anybody who didn't have HD, the subtitles were a mess to read. And I legitimately couldn't. I could stand right in front of my TV, couldn't read it.
Huh.
And when a majority of the dialogue was there,
did you turn the dialogue to spoken English instead of Japanese?
Oh no! Why would I do that?
Okay, well, just
that's like do you play Metro 2033 with English subtitles on? No, you play it in all Russian with no subtitles. Which is how I played Metro 2033.
Pretty cool. Yeah, no, there.
Which made the game probably significantly more difficult.
But awesome. Hey, if I was to name one thing from this footage, though, there's like an exosuit that allows him to like you can combine stuff into the exosuit, so you give yourself like superpowers basically depending on what you combine. They're doing cool stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever play Darksiders?
I love Darksiders.
Never played it.
I really do.
Should I pick that up when this comes out?
Well, so now this is my decision because I have played Darksiders. You've never played Darksiders.
I've never played it.
Play Darksiders, definitely.
So they are releasing an updated, redone version called Darksiders War Master Edition.
Yeah, I was just saying the reason you're having trouble coming up with the name is because if you remember, they did this with Darksiders. Darksiders. I'm already getting to it. They did this to Darksiders 2 already and called it the Definitive Edition. Do you remember that?
Definitive.
Yes.
God.
See,
I want to definitively kill myself.
They did this is worse than Definitive.
Yeah, War Master.
War
Man,
Master.
I don't like it.
No, geez, come on. There's got to be a Death Remaster. Okay, so it is pretty hard to do, I guess. Yeah, play this when it comes out. Definitely. I am trying to figure out now if I want to replay 1 when this comes out, or I never played 2, or 2 because I never played it. It was the Marvel Ultimate Alliance thing too. When we were trying to decide, I was like, do I buy the first one because I love the first one? I've heard the second isn't as good, but I never played the second. So do I play the lesser one because I've never played it?
I don't know.
Okay.
These are decisions that you have to make by yourself in a dark, cold room that's probably filled with mildew.
That is not this room, sir.
And maybe
this is a hot room.
It's very warm.
Keep going.
Okay. Prey 2 it's been announced. It's being made by Arcane, who's also making Dishonored. It is they've cleared the air. Prey 2 is not Prey 1. It's not Prey 2, but it's still Prey 2. But it's a different Prey 2.
I don't even think they're calling it Prey 2.
I think they're just calling it Prey.
Yeah.
So
okay,
it's
so
not
wait, but this is basically what they came out. They released new information.
Prey.
No, it's not.
Totally different than that.
Because there was a second Prey. There was probably like 2 second Preys.
We saw the footage of one of them.
We did. I have a T-shirt that says Prey 2 on it. I can show it to you.
I don't want to see you in a shirt.
Ever.
That's correct.
Basically, what they came out with this new information, because the quote they have is, It's not a sequel, not a remake, has no tie-in with the original. You have to look at it like a reimagining of the IP. They basically just confirmed for everybody that it's Prey in name only. Like they literally just wanted the cachet. Again, that's the other word. What was the one we were? Scruples and cachet. Secret words from today's episode of the name Prey.
Right.
Which only seems weird to me because I feel like they didn't need it here. Like, new IPs can be exciting all on their own, and I feel like this one has Arcane's track record. It had a good showing. Like, it has a good trailer, and it has a great hook. Like, this Groundhog Day meets Aliens type thing, like this question of identity. Like, it's...
Which begs another question, and that would be... Could you imagine Bill Murray and Paul Reiser's role in Aliens? Like, I could see that.
Actually, you know what? That's not fair, because put Bill Murray in
any role.
Anybody's role.
I would like to see Bill Murray in the role of... Barbara Streisand.
It still works. In Kurt Russell's role in The Thing. Bill Murray.
Yeah. Bill Murray.
Right?
I love it.
Anyways,
Bill Murray as all characters in They Live.
I feel like this had a lot going for it just fine, but I guess they wanted the extra oomph or something. It's a strange decision too, because like Prey is, I feel like the cachet they're looking for is confined to a pretty small group.
Yeah, I don't know what the attraction there is. Like, I don't feel like that game has that big of a cult following either.
Or it has just a cult following.
Yeah, possibly.
Anyways. Whatever.
Jim Jones Kool-Aid, your Prey. Remedy, our favorite and yours, not doing Alan Wake right now, not doing Quantum Break, not doing Max Payne. They're doing a campaign for Crossfire 2. I've never played Crossfire 2.
It's real big globally. Yeah,
it's an online multiplayer FPS, I think, right? It's a shooter.
Sure.
I think. I don't know. That's what they're doing.
Know.
They're doing a campaign for something that's right now just an MMO. Are you ready to talk about Three Fields Entertainment working on a driving game?
Wait, okay. No, hold on. We do like Remedy Entertainment.
Love
Remedy Entertainment. Sam,
but I just don't know what the hell Crossfire is, so I can't really speak.
No idea, but just the fact that they're doing a new narrative-based game somewhere, I guess I'm interested. Like, were they just tired? This article on Engadget makes it seem like it's part of a new initiative within the company to not release a game every zillion years.
Right. They're trying to have multiple paths now instead of the single path development that they kind of work on, which is one game at a time, polish.
Right.
Still have it come out broken on Windows, but fix it later.
It's in the design document.
It's there. It's fine. But this is a little different for them, and I my assumption here really is that, and kind of based off what that article says, that they've got a separate team working on Crossfire 2 and a separate team working on the Remedy IP.
So we might not be meant to expect much from this, really. I mean, do we get like a cool, like even if it's just a little Remedy one-off? Like maybe it's exactly like Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Quantum Break.
Your beard's just straight up.
Whatever. I guess we'll see. No use talking about it now. The Burnout, the ex-people Burnout, Alex Ward, and
burned out.
The Fiona Sperry, now working at Three Fields Entertainment, released Dangerous Golf. It did not super good. I think the hope there was that they had a good wad of cash to go out with their Burnout successor. I guess it doesn't matter either ways, because he's tweeted, work has begun on a driving game.
Which means Burnout successor.
Burnout successor.
Because I can't imagine they did not get bombarded with people going, hey, golf is cool, but crashing cars into golf players is better.
GTA exists, and we like it.
Mm-hmm. Also, unrelated, but completely within the realm of video games, is a video game that no longer exists anymore, Disney Infinity.
Slowly not existing. Disney Infinity, you may have heard Disney Infinity was canceled. It's continuing to be canceled over the course of the next year. You should
consider Disney Infinity think about Disney Infinity like the photograph in Back to the Future. It slowly fades away, but it will never come back.
What if they release a patch that just everybody's left hand was slowly fading away?
That'd be cool.
They won't, because that would require work, and they're not doing any more work on it.
They're done with working. Yeah.
But talk about freaking scorched earth, man. Like, this is they're
nuking it from orbit.
Yeah, just shutting down the servers. Like, I guess maybe there's not a ton of functionality built up in those. I mean, these games will probably run in some capacity always, but
yeah, they basically said that all the single player aspects of the games will work. Some of the community downloadable content will be there until like March of next year, and then that's getting shut down completely. And the toy box stuff, which I think is related to the community stuff, that stuff will all be there until it's not. And once it's gone, it's gone. But a ton of the functionality is gone. A ton of the communication that nothing works anymore.
How badly did they screw this game up? Like, they don't have a following that they can monetize for at least another year.
I actually kind of wonder if this is just one of those things where maybe they made a profit off of it. They saw that this was not going to grow anymore, or they just didn't like it, or they just didn't want to spend time with it and they nuked it.
Man, it just seems nuts.
It does.
Still seems nuts they weren't able to leverage. That Disney was the one that couldn't leverage their characters for success in the Toys to Life one.
This does go back, though, that 3.0 was not much of a game. It was
still Skylanders out there doing good, releasing new stuff.
Right,
Skylanders.
But Skylanders is an actual game. Like, you actually do stuff.
I guess.
Whereas the Disney Infinity games were a little closer to really truly was a virtual toy box where you could, here's the toy I bought, I can play with it in a very hands-on sense where I can make him move or her move.
It still seems weird that the Disney catalog of licensed characters couldn't bolster even less of a game up enough to...
I don't know. Speaking of cancellations, Fireforge Games has canceled their existence by going bankrupt slowly after the Ghostbusters game was released. They were probably bankrupt before this. The Ghostbusters game clearly did not help.
I would imagine this was... I mean, they couldn't have expected... It seemed like a grab. Like if we can make any money off of this quick license title, maybe it'll solve some of our problems currently. But it did not. And the game itself, I mean, we here at Zero Hit Points, looking at the movie tie-in video game that got announced and released within like 3 months, called it.
Yeah, not so great. Considering the game was also made in less than a year.
Yeah, I guess
like
8 months.
So
aggressively less than a year.
This is, hey guys, remember E.T.? Let's do that, but better.
Also, and then the better part was the lie out of that. They were like, that was what they did to get in the door.
We've got this. You know who made a good game once? E.T. was a good game.
The funny thing is, I bet you could pitch that to a movie executive somewhere and it would work. Imagine E.T. the video game, but better. Go on.
Okay. Now
the kids are really digging these things. Did you say Pokemon Go? I did.
Pokemon Ghostbusters, you mean?
Done.
Yeah.
Can you make it in 8 months?
Lay the trap, capture the Pokemon, then eat a Twinkie.
Are you $20 million in debt?
Not yet, but I will
make it happen
by the end of the month. And then continuing with the downward trend.
Yeah, this is just quick because we've never actually talked about this, but there's a whole big thing.
Yeah, Valve shut down some more gambling sites that were related to CS:GO. I think we briefly mentioned the Valve thing.
Say the name
that occurred, but
say the name.
What name?
It's got a good name. It's like right out of Total Recall.
I don't know what you're talking about. The
skin gambling. It's them got them skin gamblers.
Skin gamblers. See, I don't. I don't like that because I've been using skin gambling as a term in one of
I don't like where this
in a
is going.
short story for a long time. I've been using that's a phrase. Anyways,
wait.
yes.
Truthfully?
Yeah, no, I've got a whole like set of things like that that I've written down that have to do with skin gambling and trading skin and all sorts of stuff.
Huh. I see. That's what I'm saying. It's good. This is the best thing to come out of Counter-Strike Go global offensive skin gambling ever.
Could be, yeah. Valve recently closed down the APIs that were allowing that and
has sent cease and desist to these websites. So yeah, it's on the outs. Like probably don't place a large bet on any of these sites at the moment.
Nope. But hey, Valve is taking all of that money that they're not making from gambling sites and throwing it into the prize pool for the international $18.6 million for a Dota 2 competition.
It's probably and when this article went up,
balls.
2, 3. Oh my gosh! Last week on the 27th, they had just surpassed the last record, which was 18.4 million. So yeah, they're probably like 30 billion at this point.
I just know that you and I have got to start playing Dota 2 so we can quit playing it as soon as we start.
So yeah, in related news, Valve doesn't really care about the gambling thing.
No, Valve
they're
cares
gonna
about
be fine.
Valve cares about the gambling thing as long as they're in on it.
Yeah. Well,
but hey, guess what? That's all of our news.
That's it.
We're out of news. We can retire just like Walter Cronkite.
What's going to happen when we do start playing games again?
Dude, next week is going to be crazy.
Do you have some game playing set up for next week?
I do have some games set up, and I will talk about them next week. But in particular, I will play on August 9th, No Man's Sky.
Ha.
And and on August 9th, you know what else we'll be playing?
You know what I'll be playing? While you suckers are playing No Man's Sky.
No, because I'm also going to be playing this because
okay,
I want to see penises.
That
Uno also comes out on August 9th.
That's okay, right, okay.
What were you talking about?
Nothing.
Okay.
Uno, yeah, I'm going to be playing Uno.
Yeah, penises.
So, I mean, No Man's Sky can wait. I'm going to be playing a card game made by Ubisoft. What could go wrong?
It's going to work. It's going to work. I can't wait. Yeah, those are what's going to get played next week. This week, man, who knows?
Wait,
maybe a couple surprises.
Are you going to have... Well, I guess, yeah, this stuff's not coming out till Tuesday. So if even we have played much of it before we record the podcast, you must have played something else by then.
I will most likely play more Overwatch.
That's believable.
I actually got Portal 2 installed on my PC, and Beth has it too.
Man.
So we may play Portal in that arena.
We might have to add that to the ABCs of gaming. Is that what we're going to call it?
I don't know.
So fans of the show, remember when Matt talked about some movie called The ABCs of Death or Murder or
Death.
Munge or something like that?
Don't look up Munge. Look it up.
I was like, hey, what if we pool our games together, play the ones that we have in common in alphabetical order, and call it the ABCs of gaming or something? So that's what we're going to do for streaming whenever we get around to actually doing that. So I don't know if we'll start that tomorrow or not. Probably not.
I don't know, but
we should add Portal to that. Was where that was going, actually.
We should add Portal to that. We talked about that, but you don't own it, neither do I.
That was the problem. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm down with. Again, I will rebuy it to stream it because I love it.
It's so fantastic.
Yes. But next week we will start with the letter U.
Be soft.
Because we'll play Uno. We'll play Uno.
Oh, Uno. You're right. Wait, we're good.
This week. We didn't actually do a hit play this past week.
So don't look for it.
Don't try not to pay attention.
Do what you do when we normally do it, and just forget about it.
Right. And then this week we'll probably play something.
Yeah. What's TBA, TBD,
TBD, TBA.
The TBD, but then when it's D, we will A it.
A the D. D the A.
Deviate.
Oh. DV8.
Hmm?
All right. night.